Alrighty, let's begin here. Um, Hello, anybody out there watching? I'm continuing this piece that I was working on yesterday. It's probably going to take me about hour and a half to finish this, or maybe a little bit over an hour. We'll see how it goes. Hey, what's up, Low Spec? How you doing there? All is going well here. Just busy as always. Um, just trying to get all this work done. Kind of behind on a couple of projects. That's what happens whenever you get busy. Thinking at some point I need to break out my colored pencils here too with this, but I'm gonna hold off on it for a second. I have been using the black colored pencil, but mainly just to color in shapes because there's so much detail to this picture. I should have brought this over this. Hey, what's up, Gray Soul? How you doing there? It's been a while. I've been working on this one for a pretty long time. Honestly, a lot longer than I thought I was gonna be doing working on it, but life has been changing. I hear there, man. Hopefully change it for the best. Well, all I could say is keep pushing forward. Make a hard effort, and something will good will come of it. That's how I that's how I try to look at things. Just keep pushing forward, trying. You're gonna fail sometimes, but keep trying at it. Ah, when are you going to Oregon? Or have you already gone? I'm actually gonna be in California in March for WonderCon. Oh, okay, 7 months, Oregon. Wow. I imagine it's a bit different up there than sunny California. Bye-bye. Have a good time. Let's see. Alright. I need to concentrate just getting this arm finished here. I keep on moving, to other places. Let's just stick to this. Whenever I go to the cons, I always see, artists who specialize in Transformers. I mean, that's all they do. They just do Transformer work. Much respect to them. Which, here we go. I think this is bring this out just a tad bit here. Yeah, I was trying to work late last night. I just can't do that anymore. It gets to around 11 o'clock and my battery just dies. The body just says, "Okay, time to go to bed." Maybe what I need to do is switch to cheeseburgers and Diet Coke. Maybe that's the way to go. That'll give me more energy. There we go. That arm's done. Best I could do was when I was younger and I was able to draw the homies figurines. Ah, the homies. I don't know what that is. All right. Okay, I'm going to do this section up here now. By the way, I'm going to show you what I'm working with here now. I'm doing this new system where it's called a wet palette. It's my acrylics, and these acrylics will stay. They won't dry out. Oh, okay, okay. I probably had those then. Um, you put like a paper towel down here, and you wet the paper towel, and then you put like a baking sheet on top of it, like a cookie sheet, and then you make that flat, and these acrylics will stay dry for like. It probably helps that it's the winter time here, but I had the same acrylics out for well, actually, no, they've been out for 3 days, and they haven't dried out. That's insane. Before, they would dry out in, like, 3 hours, less than that. I don't know, I've talked about this so much. I'm just excited about it. The homies. I remember I used to watch GoBots. Now that I look back at it, I actually quite enjoyed the GoBots. Let's see what I got here. I was talking about this last night when I was working on it. It's like kind of a different mindset when you approach to it. When you're working on a detailed figure like this, you kind of have to knock out each section. Because what I like to do when I work on a piece is I'll work all over the place. I'll touch a little bit here, a little bit there. I'll move around. But with this, you kind of like gotta you really need to focus in on one place. See, I was working up here, now I'm down here, but I should still be working up here. You just can't change your habits in one picture. And now I'm like, oh, I want to go over here now. Well, there we go. Oil. I love working in oil, but it depends on how you use it. Like it could get messy if I use a thing called liquid, and it thins out my oils and it makes them dry very quickly. And what I end up doing is I'm able to finish a piece fairly quickly, and I don't know. I find it to be uh, using that makes the approach. I don't know what it is. Not less messy, but just more controlled, I guess. I go through phases. Some days I like acrylics, some days I like wash, some days I like oils, some days it's watercolor, and it also depends on the piece too. But I'll work on this, so I get like I know what's gonna happen. It's like I'm gonna like only want to paint in acrylics after this. But luckily I've got another commission after this one that I need to work on that's only in acrylics. So this would be a good warm up for that piece. Okay, so that comes all the way here and that goes there. Yeah, the liquid really helps with I mean, oil could get messy if you're like, I don't know. "Hey, what's up, Copa? How you doing there?" "Oh, I know. It's a lost cause." "Thanks, man. It's coming along. It's coming along." I was supposed to be man, I wanted to have all my commissions done by this weekend, but it's just not happening. I ended up working on several things at the same time. I had, like, 5 or 6 projects going on at the same time, and an English school on top of that. So, I had, um I was doing the design and layout for, a children's English textbook for a children's class for English, ESL. Finished that last week. Oh, no, that was this week that I finished it. I'm working on my friend's logo for his, microbrewery. Working on Star Wars sketch cards, commissions from Tokyo Comic Con, and what else? Oh, I've got another commission I gotta do for a car. Um, I need to make a call out for commissions because 'cause I'm gonna be in WonderCon, so I need to design that and put that up. Uh, yeah, just all kinds of things. All kinds of things. Oh, I will. Immediate ban. I'll get all my mods to hop on it. I won't have any of that in my chat. I tell you what, put my foot down right now. I'll like, here's a I've got how many more do I got? I've got, like, 6 more pictures I gotta work on for to how do I still have 6 left? I've got most of them drawn in, it's just a matter of painting them, and most of them are, like, watercolor or something like that, so it's fairly easy. Of course, with the acrylics, I charge more because it takes more time. Where am I at here? Uh, I'm working on this Usagi Yojimbo. "Hey, what's up there? How you doing? Oh, Jana Banana, you're fired. Okay, you're hired again." Working on this, rock from Red One. There's a Cyclops in here that I'm working on. Gotta finish that. There's Invincible. He's beat up. What else have I got here? Is that oh, no, I've got a Sonic. Oh, Sonic the Hedgehog, I forgot about that. I've gotta get that Sonic done. Where's the Sonic at? Ah, yes. I've got the underdrawing and the ink done in for the Sonic. Yum yeah, Yojimbo piece. I did it once, but I'm gonna redo it. I don't like it. Um, I did this one, but I'm gonna do it again. And then I've got a Lord of the Rings piece I gotta do with Gandalf and I think it's Gandalf and Bilbo? I have to check that. What was really cool to see, was there was a lot of, requests and, for Lord of the Rings pieces, not just from the foreigners who came to the con, but from Japanese people. And I think a big reason for that was because of the Lord of the Rohirrim movie that had come out. It had just come out during the con, so there was a lot of requests for that. Not for Lord of the Rohirrim pieces, but just Lord of the Ring pieces. Yeah, yeah, it finally caught me live. I'm not I don't do lives as much as I used to, but I'm trying. I'm gonna make this brighter up here. This piece goes if you get a chance, go check out, Unlocking Lore, Geeky Crochet's channel when she does some, live art. She's very good at, including other people and yeah, very passionate about her work. There we go, that's better. Alright. I really need to get this finished, but can't rush it. Can't rush it, especially with all these little parts. There we go. So, oh yeah, definitely. I'd be happy to. Um, I don't know if you work in acrylics there, Geeky Crochet, but I've just been going on and on about this. But I started using a wet palette, and it's such a game changer. I can't believe I'm 46 and just now finding out about this. But oh well, better late than never. Good morning, Angry. How you doing there, bud? Speaking of commissions, well, pieces I need to do. Angry, apologize for being so late. I'm still trying to get these Tokyo Comic Con ones done. I really, I'm gonna have to. I'm decreasing my hours, teaching hours for my English school to 2 days next year. This coming April, and then I'll probably end up almost completely shutting it down in 2 years. Just don't have time anymore. It's a good problem to have. Actually, no, I've never used acrylics, but very curious and also want to get into both gouache and alcohol marker. Yeah, like most of the people at Comic Cons use alcohol marker because they're easy um, to blend with and to carry around. I tried using them for I bought a set and yeah, it was all right, but it's just it's not my thing. I just enjoy using a brush more. But well, I got a cheap set, so maybe if I used like the Copic ones, the proper ones, it would have a better impression on me. Thanks, Agri. Yeah, it's coming along. I've been working on this one for a while. I I honestly should have been done with it a long time ago, but there's just so many pieces, little small bits here and there, and I'm just trying to be as accurate as possible. I mean, this first time I've ever drawn this Elita. It's fun, and I think acrylics works nice for it. That would probably do it. I got Copic from a better factory, and they are like butter. They're so soft. Yeah, that's what I heard. Yeah, I got these cheap ones, um, and they're nice to work with, and I've had some good experience with them, but I don't know what it is. I feel like maybe they're too vibrant for my style. I like to have something that feels a little bit more, I don't know, kinda like a earthen feel to it. But at the con, I watch people working in it, and they are able to do amazing stuff with them. I'll admit it. Alrighty. Like there's little details in here that you can't see through the camera that I'm putting in, like little scuff marks and things like that, battle scars. No, but this, if you're gonna ever use acrylics, I highly, 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 highly recommend this wet palette technique. I'll show it again. And I've been using the same palette for over 3 days now. So basically, I have these very durable, you can use just regular, paper towels, but I use my shop ones because 'cause they're really, really durable and they hold lots of water. You put that in a tray first, flatten that out, then you put a piece of baking sheet on top of that, and then you put your acrylic paints on top of that, and a little bit of water soaks through, enough to keep them wet. And then after you're finished, you just put I put a piece of plexiglass over it, but you can just put kind of anything over it to keep the air, out, and then they stay wet. They don't dry out, thus the name wet palette. And I've been using acrylics for years and never knew about that, and I just saw it on a random, like those videos that they put up on YouTube, like 5 things that will change your life as an artist. 5 things that will make you a better acrylic artist. And I'm like, "Okay, I'll give it a shot." And then I found this. So I was like, "Okay, that video was actually really worth it." I was using Ariel Olivetti's, yeah, they stay wet forever. Like, I've been using the same paints for 3 days now, and they're not drying at all. I mean, a little bit, but hardly at all. And I haven't had to, once the water from the paper towel kind of was drying out a bit, I just removed the, um, baking, the baking sheet, cookie sheet, whatever you wanna call it, uh, which was easy to do, and then just put more water on top of the paper towel, kinda squeegeed it out a bit, then put the, um, baking sheet on top of it again, and no problems. And it's easy to blend because there's water in the yeah, it's just easier to blend. I was using, like, this method that Ariel Olivetti taught using, what was it using? Like a gel medium to mix in your acrylics, but I found even that they were drying out too quickly for me. But this method is definitely what I've been looking for with my acrylics. It's cool. You could always find something new, no matter how long you've been doing this stuff. I'll give you a little close up. So this is the leg that I'm working on right here. See, there's some battle scars in there. There's the gun. There's the face. All right, man. Have a good one, Gray Soul. Good to see you again. Now I've got to get to her feet. There's parts of here like I got to get to, but I'm pretty satisfied. Hey, what's up there, Jacob Ironside? Pretty satisfied with how it's coming out. and then I'm gonna work with the background again. That for my next art cafe that I host around, a lot of people like to use acrylics. Yeah, definitely. Uh, before I'm sure you'll do this anyways, but before you do it live, give it a shot by yourself. I recommend trying it on a small tray first, and then once you get used to it, maybe you could move on to a bigger tray. But yeah, everybody who's using acrylics should know about this. And I don't know why I wasn't taught this in art school. Like, people always complain, "Oh, yeah, your acrylics dry out too fast." So, you know, here are some things that you can mix with your acrylics to stop them from drying out. It's like, man, this saves time and money and energy. Of course, the other thing you gotta do is don't put too much water in your tray. Have it to where, there's a nice good amount of water in there, but not so much that it's overflowing into your paints. Again, practice. This is only the first time I've worked with it, but it works well for me. I'm gonna take out some yellow here. Yeah, we can put some of this yellow. And I'm to make this painting so far, this is hey, what's up, Toxic? How you doing there? What's up, Tox? I'm just using uh I think it's ivory black. Is it ivory black? Mars black. I'm using Liquitex Prime. I got these from oh, cool. Oh, well, then they'll love this. Yeah. Uh I got these when I won an art award, and they're really nice paints. Just been taking my time with them. Uh, Using that Mars Black, phthalo blue-green shade, permanent rose. Is it permanent rose? I think it is. And a titanium white. So another thing that I like to use is a very limited palette. I don't like to throw a whole lot of paints out there. Number one, it's a waste. Number two, I get confused. That's just me though. So I like to keep them limited. All right. I thought I had two yellows in here. I guess I just have one. Phthalo colors, yeah. Um, I think I've just got that one yellow, but I could bring in a different yellow. How the heck with it? I'll just use this one. There's like a little bit of yellow on some of on her shoes, some of the rims, I think it is. So I'm just gonna throw a little bit of yellow out there. Oh, that's empty. Oh well, I'll just have to use it at a different brand. That one's done. So let's do the soft ones. We'll use the same Liquitex brand. I don't care. I use different brands together. I don't know if there are any. Oh shoot, that sucks. Ah, now I know why they call them Liquitex soft paints. Darn it. Well, that's that. Ah, darn it. I just opened up this. No, it wasn't painful. I opened up these Liquitex acrylic soft, and I opened it up, and these are very, very like liquidy type of paints, and they just flew all over my jeans. And for some stupid reason, I'm wearing a pair of jeans that I recently bought. Now they're yellow. Let me try to. Oh well. Oh man. Let me get a little bit of soap and try to scrub this out. Oh well, artists aren't supposed to be clean, are they? So let's try that again. Yeah, I guess that's why they call. I've never used these soft ones before. That's why they call them soft. You find out the hard way. All right, this goes on this part right here. Perfect. And for the life of me, I will never know why in art school there were so many teachers that said, "Stay away from black. Don't use black." And it's like, for the longest time, I did that, and then I realized afterwards that was some stupid advice 'cause it's making black using black in your paintings to make neutral colors is such a like, for example, if I wanna make this yellow a more neutral, I just mix it with the gray, and having black to do that makes it so much easier. I think there were a lot of purists. Maybe they were just, they didn't want you to use black because people were just using black straight out of the tube and not mixing it with anything. And for that, I could understand because just kinda soaks up the light. Does it have any kind of, uh, reflective quality to it? Yes, yellow paints. Oh, see you, Geeky. Are you heading out? Oh, okay. Top of the street, Archie Balloon. I hope to catch you. Okay, have a good one. Yeah, and if you ever wanna have me on, Geeky, just ask. I'd be happy to come on. I was lucky enough a long time ago, not a long like, a few years back, they had it's crazy, I had no idea he was from this area, but the guy who did a lot of the Star Wars paintings, like the posters for Star Wars, he was a Japanese artist, and he's from this area. He's from Miyazaki. I think he lives in Tokyo now, of course, but or somewhere like that, but, he worked in acrylics a lot. His stuff is amazing. He did Godzilla posters, stuff like that. It's really cool stuff. Yeah, it was an awesome one. Coming in a tube. Oh boy. Try to get me. No comment. Uh, oh, lost my train of thought here. Oh, this should come down further, or that should go up, actually. What am I doing? What am I doing? What's going on here? There we go. Jesus. Guys trying to get my stream taken down. Let's see. What was I doing? Yeah. There we go. That's better. So the lady that ordered this, she's a regular customer, and she's ordered. This will be the third Transformer piece that she's ordered from me. I think it's the third one. Yeah, I did a ninja piece for a long time ago. That was the first one I did. Then I did what else? Um, Transformers, like a ninja samurai Optimus Prime one. Then I did a Street Fighter character for her, and then oh, whoops, that's not good. What else did I do? Oh, another like Transformer piece. It was another like hybrid kind of samurai one, and then this one. She was one of my first customers. It's crazy to think. It feels like I've been doing this like kind of work for like 10, 12, 13, 14, 15 years, like over a decade. But when I went back and looked at my Instagram, posts, says I've only been doing this for about 4 years. The whole well, I started my first Comic Con was 2002, so yeah, 3 years, a little over 3 years. That's crazy. It'll be interesting to see how things what point I'm at here in the next 5, 10 years. I wish I could show you the Star Wars cards that I'm working on right now. I've got to do 100, and I've got about 20 finished. I need to get about another 80 done in 17 days. So do the math. I need to be averaging about, oh geez, averaging about 4 cards per day. Man. And then we're heading over to the States in March. What is it? March 20th. We'll be heading over to the States. Come back on April 10th. Digital art piece, T-Rex versus Cowboys. Ooh, that sounds cool. Is it a commission or is it just for yourself? I wanna do some dinosaur work. That'd be cool. I was at, um, like, a thrift store the other day, and whenever I go to a thrift store, I always check what they've got, in the toy bin, because they can have some pretty cool stuff in there sometimes. And, they had, some dinosaur figures in there. It's like, "Ooh, I should probably pick those up for reference. Maybe next time in there, I'll do just that." Oh, just for yourself? That's cool. Hmm, coming along well. Oh, I've still gotta do her hand up there too. How long have I been doing this? For almost for an hour? Darn it, this is gonna take me a lot longer than I thought. Well, I was gonna give myself until 12. Give myself until 12 to finish this. Alright, what should I do first? Let's go with this foot down here. I've been avoiding it like the plague. So let's just go in there and do it. Flat colors first. Darken it up just a little bit here. There we go. That's how I should have been approaching it before. Hindsight 2020. Mind you, so just to do an art day to get better, not have to go start. Hey, at least you got the initiative going. Um, I've gotten one of my resolutions done, and that was to organize my studio. Well, try to organize it. It's a lot better than it was before. And whenever you have an organized studio, it helps so much when you're painting, doing any kind of artwork. You're like, oh, I need this, and you know exactly where it's at. Now, Rennie draws. That's where I got the inspiration for doing that because she put up a pic of her studio. It's like, all right, guys, let's put up pics of our studio. So it's like, yikes! I don't think I'm gonna be putting up a picture of mine anytime soon. It's just a complete wreck. And then clean it up, like Jordan Peterson, clean your room. It works though. Small things like that. Just clean your room. Okay. Yeah, this is so much easier to work with. I'm really not used to doing this kind of intricate, just like parts, but this is great practice though. And what I could do now is I could say if somebody says, "Oh, hey, could you get a transformer for me in acrylic, like this really detailed one?" I'll be able to say, "Yes, yes, I can." There we go. I'm using um, one of their action figure toys as reference because I have to have a reference for this. I know there are some artists who've drawn the same Transformer a billion times, so they could basically do it without looking, but there's no way I could do this without looking right now. I mean, even if I've drawn it a billion times, I'd still, like, wanna make sure that I'm working with the right parts. S There we go. Yeah, this is fun. This is like doing this kind of detail work is really therapeutic too. There we go. Whew. Boy, okay, I wanna get these shoes done or these boots, whatever you wanna call them, feet. Alright. Oh, let's see what I got here. Alrighty. Good artwork, but it's the female Transformer. Yes, Jens Pedir. This is a commission work. Um, a customer asked for it. Customer asked, and a customer shall receive. That's the one thing, whenever you do commissions, it could be a character that you truly, truly, truly despise, but I'm gonna do it the best that I can so my customer will be happy and hopefully come back and ask for something again. But admit it, she's kinda hot, isn't she? Oh, probably got a robot kink. Well, it's a woman, so who knows? Could be. It very could be. I won't hold it against her. I mean, I live in Japan. I've seen and heard stranger. There we go. I'm gonna grab me a cup of coffee real quick, so I'll be right back. I'll be right back. Thanks, Jacob. I'm back. Had to get me some coffee. It's cold in here. I got the heater on, but nice rainy, dreary day. We will know if they don't have Octopus Prime. They don't have any main characters. Okay. Am I sensing some wordplay there? Hold on one second. Ah, chopping wood. That sounds fun. And I'm not being sarcastic either. I love getting out and doing some manual labor. I got just saying it, it's like they only have female pictures suspicious of, uh, um, who only has female pictures? There we go. Uh, I'm having trouble following you there, Jens, but maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me. Yeah. So I'm listening to a podcast while I'm doing this, which is not a good idea because I stopped talking, start listening. I should probably go back on the music again. Did you guys listen to, Kurt Metzger on Joe Rogan? The guy just went unfiltered. There we go. Dude, this is an insane detail. I don't think I've ever got this detailed before in the picture. I guarantee you I have it. Alright, let's put on some music. What am I gonna listen to? Let me look at my, where's it at? Hmm. Oh, that could be cool. Yeah, I'll do that. Play some Ghost. Are you outlining it all in black paint, or are you going to do a mix and use a felt tip pen? Oh, no, no, this is all acrylic, this is all acrylic paints. If I do any kind of line work, it'll be with, I just do a at first, I started off with pencil, and after pencil, I did, an acrylic ink wash. Instead of using watercolors, I use an acrylic ink wash because that doesn't lift up. Then I paint directly on top of that with acrylics, but I do use a little color pencil, black color pencil, to go in, not to do fine details, but to kinda, like, just draw where things are and maybe just add a little bit of shadow or something to it here and there, or not shadow, but just to increase the darkness of the color, the tint. Yeah, so I might go there with that with my color pencil, do that here and there. But for the most part, it's just straight up acrylic inks on top of my yeah, on top of my, original wash. Good question. Yeah, I see people that use, like, felt tip pens, Copic markers, a little bit of this and that. And I'll go in and do maybe a little bit of, uh, colored pencil work on it at the end, maybe? I don't know, it just depends on how it's coming out pretty tight, like, especially, like, in these areas of the legs, the gun, like, it's pretty, you know, I mean, it could be a little bit tighter, but I do my pictures when I do my pictures, I have it like, I do them, um, to where they could be viewed at from a distance. So, up close, they look a little bit grainy or whatever, but when you get look at it far away, they look, tight. That's why I I don't wanna use a computer to do coloring and stuff. 'Cause if you use a computer to do coloring or details, you'll just get stuck on, like, doing details that people are never, ever, ever gonna look at. And it really doesn't do much to the whole the picture as a whole unless you're looking at it through a magnifying glass. Now, I guess if you're blowing up the picture to be really, really large, that's another thing. But if you're just working on something that's gonna be, you know, in print very small or just as it is, it's normal size, then there's no reason to go, like, super ooper duper detailed into it to the point where it's I don't know. That's just how I am, though. I could be wrong. I am wrong a lot, but oh well. Alright, let's get this foot done. It almost feels like I'm with this kind of subject matter, though, it feels like I'm painting like a model. Uh, yeah, 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 definitely. And that's what I treat my pictures as. I mean, a lot of that probably has to do with my fine art background. But, I mean, it looks like I did this piece, because even though it's a style I don't usually work in, it still looks like I did it and not some other artist. At least that's how I feel. But in the end, you guys are the ones who are the judge of that. I mean, you can achieve that through other ways, like many ways too, like the color palette that you use. brushes that you use, mediums you use, your approach at blending, this and that. Many factors that come into making it your unique style. Yeah, but I understand, like, yeah, like when you're doing like like a model for like a Warhammer or something like that, you're just painting. It's not really, I mean, well, I guess it is an art form in itself, true, but it's more of a, yeah, different approach. But an art form in itself, yes. Mm, alrighty. Sorry, somebody's here. I'll be right back. Something arrived, mail, delivery person came, but I don't remember ordering anything. Ah, it's not for me, that's why. It's for the missus. Yeah, I know. Yeah, Jake, definitely. Like, I watch people when they do that, they just zoom in to points that's like, man, unless you were to, I don't even know, like, nobody's ever gonna see that. And it's not gonna matter when people are viewing it either. It's almost like it's too clean. And I can go into why I think that is the way it is. But like a lot of digital art and stuff like that, that kind of detail, I think a lot of it comes from Asia. Especially see like your Korean comic artists too. They're like really super detailed and everything like that. But I think it comes from, it's kind of the personality too. Perfectionists. Meet a lot of perfectionists over here. Well, I mean, I'm in Japan, but in Japan and, other Asian countries, perfectionists. It's not a bad quality, but I don't know, with some things it could look too clean. I like to have my stuff look a little rough. Cowboy Vistula, I'm doing what you do for a big painting, blocking the characters in the background with. Yeah. I mean, I was going the wrong direction. I should have. I. It's so tempting to just go and start doing details very early in it, but then yeah, you've got to block off first. And so when I went off and started blocking off things, it was after the fact, but yeah, it helps out a lot. Helps you concentrate. Now, if I'm working with other mediums or like maybe a different style of character, I might not do that. I guess it just depends on what character it is or what medium I'm using. But with this, you definitely got to do it that way. I was passing there were jobs where it wasn't as flat as it could be on purpose. Customer wanted to look like human, did not. Yeah, I mean, and that's a human thing. That's for many people, they want that human touch to it. I mean, there are flaws in it. It's not perfection, but those flaws are what gives it personality. And somebody put in some effort to it too. And when you're buying stuff, you're not. uh, You want to see that somebody put the time and effort. That the human element is existent within it. And if it's something that's done by a machine, you're like, oh, cool. Oh, machine did that. Well, all right. It's like you could watch robots fight each other, I guess, but I think UFC would be a lot more popular than the robot championship. 'Cause there's that human element to it. All the training that they had to do up to that point of being that good, all the work that they had to do. And especially with the AI making its mark in the world, I think this is me personally, I think people are gonna wanna see stuff that looks a lot more imperfect, things that don't look like they were just generated by the press of a button. But I could be wrong. And like I said before, I quite often am. And maybe it's just me being hopeful. But I'm gonna stick to this kind of stuff because this is what makes me feel good. Yeah, after I'm done with this part, I need to put some new tape down here. This thing's moving around. That's okay. Maybe. Well, the edges are buckling up a bit. But after I'm done with this, I'll put some books on top of it and get it all nice and flat. Yeah, yeah. Oh, and the sad part is there's people out there that can, hold their own. They could do things that look perfect. I mean, super realistic painters. But nowadays, the people are just going to be like questioning it. And not only are they going to be questioning it, they're not going to be appreciating it, which is unfortunate, in my opinion. Now, things such as movies and stuff, again, though, if you know that they're just using tons of AI, then you immediately, okay, so let's say somebody does like an animation, right? Anime is not like a cartoon. It's not real people acting. It's not people performing. Anything like Toy Story or how you train a dragon or something like that. But you still know that there are people behind the scenes working their butts off to get to that level of expertise, and you know that a lot of hard work and effort went into making that happen. And so, you not only do you appreciate it for, the look of it or how well it's done, but you appreciate the hard work that went into getting to that degree of, skill. So if you know that somebody just, you know, put a couple of things into an algorithm and said, "Okay, go." Oh, that's cool. Well, we'll just play with that. Or completely depend on it, then you have a less appreciation for the struggle, the struggle that went into doing it. Hmm. Yeah, yeah, exactly. And a lot of times you heard in the early stages of digital art, I would always hear people talking about, "Oh, it's so difficult to get hair look, you know, not too clean or to faces look not too clean." So they would have to go out of the way to make it look rough. I don't know. We're at a very interesting point in our evolution process. I mean, how do things go from here? I'm almost done with these feet down here. Hey, you know what? A lot of this is because just talking to you guys. Whenever I talk and paint, I tend to just kind of like unfocus and then kind of go on autopilot. And the next thing I know, like an hour, 2 hours have passed, and it's almost like when you're driving and you just kind of go into autopilot. And you're like, where was I? What was I doing for the last 30 minutes of driving? I don't even remember that kind of feeling. Yeah, yeah, you could spot it. But again, I wonder if that's going to get altered in the future, to where they make it look less perfect. I don't know. Because another thing that painting analog is in itself, it's a Zen kind of process. Using your hands, interacting with material, getting paint all over your jeans. I like to just go around. If I've got like a little bit of white on the brush, I'll just go around and add some highlights here and there. There we go. Yeah, I remember hearing a story about how they were going through Rembrandt's pieces and they put him through all these X-rays and stuff, and they found his fingerprint because apparently he was very, very, very cautious about that kind of thing. But they actually found his fingerprint on one of his paintings. I remember hearing a story about that. There are a lot of little interesting art stories. I was watching a live stream. I think it was Sporkings. Yeah, it was Sporkings, and there was a lady on there, and we're just talking about, like, random art facts, or and what was the one that I talked about? Oh, yeah, they were talking about, like, a character from Song of Ice and Fire, Euron, how he had attached himself to the mast of a ship, and there's actually, a story, whether it's true or not, I do not know, but it's a story about, Turner, the artist Turner, whose, his maritime paintings were very popular, and there's a story where he wanted to capture the fierceness of a storm, so he asked, I can't remember if it was a fisherman or who it was, but had them attach him to the mast during a storm so he could experience it firsthand. And you see it in his paintings, they're different than other people's. There's like you feel like he's been through the storm. And sometimes you gotta go through links like that to actually make something great. Ooh, alright. So while I'm talking, I've finished these 2 boots. What's that all about? There they are. So, like, there's some funkiness right here, but I'm gonna leave that like that. I don't think I really need to get too tight with it. So that's really up close. You tell it's not perfect, but when you look away, it looks tight. So now I gotta go in here and finish this part, and then her arm and hand right here, and then I'm gonna call it finished. Oh, I need to go in here a little bit more, maybe up in here. So just a few more parts. I'm gonna put some more tape on here in the middle. There we go. Yeah, it's not gonna move. All right, let's get this part real quick right in here. Get her leg up in here. 1, 2, and then 3, and we'll call it finished. Might not be able to get this done by 12, but I'll do my best. That's the goal. I was actually, I know I was going on and on about this on Twitter, but I recently finished the 5th book for the Stormlight Archives and was thoroughly disappointed in it. Like, it was just a piece of crap, and you could tell that it was kind of committee written. Um, Decisions were made about characters, like, almost every single character did the opposite of it was subverting expectations on crack, and, it just wasn't good. It was a difficult read. I will never, ever read that book again. I have no interest in reading it again. Um, and I've followed the series. I've read all the other books in the series multiple times, especially the Way of Kings and sorry, Way of Kings, Words of Radiance, and Oathbringer. I only read, Rhythm of War twice, and to be honest, Rhythm of War was already giving me warning signs, like, "Where is this going?" But the end of the book kind of gave you hope. Yeah. Oh, the Turner Award. Yes, yes, Turner Award. You're speaking about Turner. Yes. He's an amazing artist. Um, what was I saying? So, I thought it was just me. I was like, "Man, this is not good at all." Like, I struggled to finish it, to be honest. And there was more than one occasion when I was ready to just set it aside and not read it. I ended up returning the book. I got it on Audible. I ended up returning it, and I have no plans to read it again. And I thought, man, am I the only one that feels this way? But I was looking around. Nah, there are other people. Speaking of which, they might be doing a stream about it today. Prophet of the Dragon. Uh, they were talking about doing a stream about it. I'm going to listen to that stream because it's cathartic to. Some, all right. Yeah, but it was just disappointing. So I put up on Twitter, like, if you guys have any other recommendations of, of books to read, series to read, fantasy, sci-fi, whatever, please throw them out there, and I'll give them a chance. And I checked a few out, but if it doesn't capture me from the first, uh, you know, 20 or 30 pages, then I'm gonna probably end up setting it aside. Or, setting aside and giving it another chance later. Yes. Yes, Jacob, I've been spending time with this for around 10 years. Other people, uh, 15, 16, um, and, I mean, you could even this like, there's shills. There's definite shills. They make their whole channels. It's like your Game of Thrones shills. You know what I mean? They knew what was being made was crap, but in order to keep their channel or their income coming, they had to act like it was the greatest thing in the world. And even the shills were just like, is it good or is it bad? It's like, what's good about it and what I hated about it? There was nobody who was like, oh, this is the best thing he's ever written. Zero. And I went into goodreads.com to check the ratings because those are pretty consistent. And I noticed, I don't know if anybody else noticed this, they deleted a bunch of the one-star reviews. Yep. Even after doing that, the score is still the lowest of all of the, oh, yeah, 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 that movie's a good one. But, even with those deleted, it's still got the worst score out of all the books in the series. But they went in and they deleted a bunch of the one-star reviews. Because I remember originally seeing it, I was like, "Whoa, it's 1 star or 5 star and then stuff in between." And they changed it, without a doubt. I wonder if they went in there and deleted stuff that they thought were, like, bot accounts or something like that, I don't know. The Leviathan on tonight's KOTR stream. Oh, cool. Night of the Republic. I know I keep on talking on and on about it, but I'm so glad I found this technique. This is so much easier than everything else. Just going in there with this wet on, whatchamacallit, this, 1, 2, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, going in there with this wet palette. Game changer. Is there somebody here? All right. There we go. Whoosha. My cats come over here thinking that it's gonna go outside because I actually have a leash for my cat. Cats. But it's raining and very cold out there today, so, sorry, cats. What time is it? 11? Okay, I'll give you some food. I might have to take a little break here to give the cat some food. Don't stop on the keyboard, please. A wet palette, haven't gotten a chance to use it yet. Yeah, I made mine. I made it. And it's extremely easy to make. Um, Found a tutorial on how to make it, and there is well, not to rain on your parade or anything, but there's no need at all to make one or to buy one. Um, this cost like this costs basically nothing at all. But again, found a tutorial on YouTube from a guy who does like the Warhammer figurines. Oh man, cat attempted to knock everything over. Attempted to sabotage. I thwarted its attempts. All right, just move along here. This is so much better doing it this way. Another thing too, I have more energy today. I was at 11 o'clock last night. I started this live stream at 11 or 9:30 last night, but around the time of 11, I just power is out. Okay, I'm gonna give my cat some food. She's bugging me. I'll be right back. Ooh, that's not good melting. Okay, back. Hmm, it's almost there. Sorry, I got hungry. I'm eating a banana. Hmm, I wonder how you melted that, Jacob. You made whoa. Did you guys see just took a quick look at, uh, Twitter. There's this picture, I don't know, it's from Mars. It's like kind of a square formation. Hmm, I don't know. Could be. Alright, let's continue. I gotta get this done by 12. 40 minutes. I'm gonna call this part of the leg done. Alright, let's get up into this arm up here. Oh, I want some more music. This one just finished. Alright, let's see what I can put on next. Put on some Billy Talent. Down, down, down. This is how it goes. Alright, let's get back to it. This is how it goes. Alright, let's get this arm done. Got another wheel-like object up here. There we go. It really helps blocking off this section first. Oh, so back to the Stormlight Archives. I didn't finish that story actually, the anecdote. So I asked people for recommendations on what to read, and I got some pretty good ones. And I actually found a nice fantasy one that's kind of like right down my alley. Um, and the good thing that I saw about it is like the first book that I'm reading so far, I really enjoy it. I I would say it has similarity to Joe Abercrombie's first Lost series, World. It's more like a world, um, which I really enjoy. Now, that one thing about his books that could be a bit difficult to deal with is there's really no hero. It's almost got kind of got like Game of Thrones or Song of Ice and Fire, where if you are good, you're gonna die. So you got to be tough in the world. Um, Good guys kind of come last, kind of thing. Uh, but in this book, you could this series it there are protagonists, yes, and you see characters that have abilities to redeem themselves and have an arc, which I enjoy. And so I'm reading that now and having a good time with it. So thank you for the recommendation. I need to tell the person who recommended that. Thank you. Um, it's the first of the book is called "The Son of the Black Sword," and the cool thing about it is I saw like the reviews, and Goodreads is good about reviews. I think they're pretty consistent from what I've seen, and the books get better as the series goes on. Apparently, well, according to their reviews, the scores. I don't know if we have any fantasy fans out there. go. All right, this arm's almost done. Got just a few more spots on it. Well, the hand's going to be a bit tricky up here. There we go. There's a little bit of a pink part up here. No, you're not going outside. It's raining today. There we go. There we go. Just a bit more on this arm. Now go to the hand, up here at the face a bit, and call it a night on this one. There we go. Thanks for everybody who's stuck along and watched up to this point. It's about 95% finished. So just got a few more details in this hand. Well, actually, I've got to actually draw the hand, so let's go ahead and do that. We'll block it off first, all in black, like black mixed with a bit of blue. And then just a tad of red. And then we'll get the whole hand drawn out here first, blocked in. And then I'll bring the fingers up like this so they don't go off the page. It's different than the source material, but there we go. Use some water. Carry it on. All right, So that's basically blocked in. Is that Transformer RC? This is Transformers One Elita from Transformers One. MDLX. Let's see what I got. MDLX Transformers One Elita One. Yeah. The customer who asked for this, she often asks for. Well, I mean, every one of her commission requests are always very unique. Like for me, for other people, maybe they're normal. For me, um, I always feel very uh, like, oh, are you sure you want me to do that? Am I the best person to do a Transformers piece? Because there are Transformer artists at the cons. I mean, like that's their specialty. They work for the companies. But she always comes back, so she must be a satisfied customer, which that makes me happy. I should be working on the hand, but for some reason I'm working on her helmet or for her head. Come on. Yeah, so like I said before, the one of the weirdest commissions I got was well, it's not weird, but it was like, well, what do I do with this? Um, this man gave it was this Japanese guy. He wanted me to do this commission from a game that he played. And it was an old game. It was very extremely like one of those pixelated games. And he had a picture from it where it had like all of these main bosses that you had to fight at the end. They had conglomerated into one being. And he's like, "Oh, could you do this for me?" And he gave me the reference photo. I was like, "Oh man, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this well because it's just in acrylics. It's going to be so everything was pixelated." And I was like, "Do I make this look like it's pixelated?" He's like, "Oh, just do it however you want it." And I ended up doing that. I sent it to him, but he was kind of a shy guy. Um, but you know, I, he's I'm guessing he was happy. Some customers write me back, some don't, some post, some don't, some do, some don't. Uh, but all I could do is try my best. Hopefully, they like the result. What's really difficult is sometimes I send pictures that I'm not 100% satisfied with. But I'm never really 100% satisfied with anything I do. So at some point, I just have to go, all right, you're being too critical. Just it's good enough. Send it on its way because I am my own worst critic. It's funny. I did that with a Daredevil piece. No, I didn't do that with a Daredevil piece. I ended up wasn't Daredevil. It was Deadpool. I just redid it. But I had a lady watching the stream, and she was like, "Oh, that one looked fine enough." But I was like, "Nah, I just couldn't in well faith send that off to a customer if I wasn't feeling, you know, confident in it." And I ended up doing one that I was a lot happier with. So, you know, It's starting to move all over the picture again. What I'll do is I'll go in here and mess around with some places, then go back to that hand. Eyes. Huh, that's weird. Oh well. Watched Beast Wars when I was a kid, the movies before I saw you. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Beast Wars. Jacob, I don't know how old you are, but I'm trying to remember when Beast Wars came out. Whenever I was a kid, when I was a kid, I mean, I just had the OG Transformers cartoon. I think the movie came out, what was it, in 80, was it 87 that the movie came out? When did the movie come out? Let me check. Transformers movie. Um, cartoon. 1986. I was close. All right, yeah. So I remember seeing that and it traumatized the hell out of me. 96. Okay, that's why I think by that time I was out of my Transformers phase. I was that's the year I graduated high school. What was I into whenever I graduated high school? Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter. Uh, yeah, those were the big ones for me. Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter. I remember I was playing those a lot. And then during college, I got into Counter Strike. I think it was my third or fourth year. And I wasted so much time with that game. Ah, you were 10? All right, so there's 8. I was 18 at that time, so yeah, there we go. Yeah, Beast Wars. I remember seeing like 96. Where did I see Beast Wars at? I remember seeing it somewhere and going, huh? What's happening there? I think I saw that when where did I see that at? I want to say I saw it when I was in Japan. Yes, because I came to Japan first time as an exchange student back in 98. Yeah, and I remember seeing Beast Wars over here and going, huh, what's that? What have they done to Transformers? I never got into it. All right, let's do this hand. I'm gonna do a couple things up there to the head real quick because it's just really bothering me. Hmm. Yeah, this is relaxing. This kind of this piece, even though it's really detailed and very technical, it's completely not stressing me out at all. This is awesome. I think, see, one thing that's kind of bothering me a bit, and that could be this is a bit long. So let's go ahead and cut this back. Yeah, that's better. Makes her head smaller. That's another good thing about tune-up. Yeah, I watched Batman. Yeah, I watched that. I never got into Dragon Ball. I'm a little bit into Gundam, but more Macross. Um, what else? DBZ, Dragon Ball. Was it Dragon Ball Zero or something? Um, yeah, I never got into Dragon Ball. I missed out on that by about I think 5 years or so. Because I remember a lot of kids that were, yeah, in my youngest brother's class were, or around that age, were talking about Dragon Ball. Um, yeah, I started watching anime a bit whenever I was in college, um, and I really liked the mech from Macross, and Macross Plus the movie was really cool. Um, watched Akira, things like that. Ranma, Nibunoichi. Yeah, Dragon Ball Z. Yeah, I missed the whole Pokemon thing too. And so, like, I know like many people who are just a few years younger than me were totally into Pokemon. I never ever got it. I never understood the craze. All right, let's do the hand. Been procrastinating it enough. I say that and I go right back to this. What doing a transformer painting really helps you out with is like working on your edges. It's really good practice for that. Yeah, it just wasn't my thing. Now, I really loved sort of Escaflowne. I thought that was so cool. Knights mixed with mecha. I mean, come on. Medieval knights mixed with mecha. One society that's completely like archaic samurai, and then another one that's really advanced in technology fighting each other. I mean, just the premise itself is cool. All right, let's do this hand. Let's say it for the 10th time. For that, a drink of coffee. Ah, man, those plane crashes and insane. 2 in 2 days. All right, hand. Come on. 12 minutes to finish the hand. That's not going to happen. Just being a realist. But I will do my best. All right. I don't know if it goes at this pace, I'll be done pretty soon. Again, I'm not going to get too tight with all these fingers and everything. Just the implication that they're there. It's terrible. It's the second. It was a Learjet medical transport had the patient and their mother. Oh, no way. What the hell, man? It always makes me nervous because 'cause we're flying, you know, here pretty soon, and there was recently a huge one here in Korea, where 167 people died. It's just like, damn. And it would have easily been preventable if they wouldn't have had that big, huge concrete barrier at the end of the runway, which I have no idea why that was there. Apparently, it was supposed to be, but it's like, that's the last thing in the world that you want to stop an aircraft. I could imagine like a huge net, but a gigantic concrete barrier? Like, I don't know. I don't know. When you're flying, though, you just gotta hope for the best. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, it was perfectly fine. Like, the landing gear had was not working, so the airplane was just kinda skidding down the path, the runway, and you're thinking, "Oh, well, it's gonna stop of its own, eventually it'll stop," or, just I don't know, they'll do, like, a little bit of a maneuver to kinda slow it down or whatever, and no, there was a gigantic concrete block, and they hit it, and I think everybody other than 2 flight attendants died. Like, "What?" But then they had the officials come on there, and of course it was BS. Of course it's BS. "Oh, yes, those were the right measures that we took for having that barricade there." It's like, provide us your argument for that, because I highly doubt that those are necessary. My wife was saying maybe it's because there was a residential area behind there, but even if there was a residential area, still, you wouldn't have a residential area that close to an airport, and then which we both talked about. And then we also pointed out that, yeah, but having a net there would also protect them. I'm gonna make this a little bit smaller. All right, I'm going to finish by the end of this song, and that'll bring me up to 12 o'clock. Yes. It's the last song on this album. You know what? I think I might. Yeah, that'll work. I can't really get too detailed like this hand is on here. Just implied detail. That'll work. All right. Yeah, man. I don't know. Like, how? Just, I mean, I've seen people saying, like, dude, they had the person that was hired for the head of the was it aviation? I don't know what it is. That they had like a hearing with them, and the guy couldn't answer anything about aviation. He didn't know anything. Is that true? So, I mean, uh, when something like that happens, the blame has to go somewhere, of course. And then if that happens and there's somebody's to blame for it, and it's a huge mistake, then they should be removed from their position at least. Which is why all that crap going on in California is completely ridiculous. And even after, I still remember. Yeah. Uh, Man, here in Japan, that's why I like living here. Like, people, it's a meritocracy. People elevate to certain positions because how qualified they are. And there's extreme attention to detail and professionalism here. All right. I think I'm done, guys. I might do some up here just real quick to this area up here in the background. Just make it a little bit brighter in places. Oh, whoops. I missed a section. Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. Right here. Whoopsie. Well, I wasn't going to go too much detail here anyways because it's got this bright part of the gun around it, so I didn't want to get too detailed in here anyways. But I'll just imply. Yeah, that'll work. Yeah, that's looking pretty good. I might just do it real quick right down here. All right. I think I'm going to call it an end to this one. I'm saying that as I'm painting. We could take this paper towel. There's some black acrylic paint here that I want to kind of create this look of a solid base. I can use it to wipe it on here. There's that point though where you have to stop. Say, okay, that's enough. I think that's it. Yep, calling it quits. Thanks, Jacob. Yeah, there it is. I'm done. Let me give a quick dryer on it. Excuse the noise. There we go. All right. Let's give it a close up here. There we go. That's the final. Boom. Got it done around 12 o'clock. That's what I was aiming for. I really like this foot down here. There we go. Hopefully I'll have another satisfied customer. All right, guys, thanks for hanging out today. I'm going to call it quits for this one. Go have some lunch now. Then in the afternoon, maybe tonight, maybe around 4-ish or 5-ish, I'm going to work on some more pieces today. We'll see at 4 or 5-ish my time. But yeah, thanks again for hanging out, and hope you guys have a great weekend. Stay safe, stay healthy, and enjoy every day to the fullest. Thanks, Jacob. Yeah, appreciate it, man. And again, if you're working with acrylics, try the wet palette technique. It's a game changer, completely. Oh, by the way, this is on an illustration board, in case you guys are wondering. That's why it's a bit thick. I've got it taped down here on the back. Some of the edges came up, though. All right. Take it easy, guys and gals. And thanks again for stopping on by. Until next time, have a good one. Take care.